Greetings from rainy Jos. Just in the last few days of my time in Nigeria without the family, and we're just wrapping up the Discourse training for translation that we've been doing. It's been the culmination of really almost two years of work for the Ashẹ Translators, and maybe a year or half a year's work for some of the other teams, about a year's work for most of the teams. And we had Steve Nicole over from Canada, who I knew from Kenya, and we've had a really good time. I think it's really been the highlight of my year, and it's finally opened up the possibility of finding some answers to some of the questions that had long been annoying me that I couldn't ask really when checking translation. Because when you're checking translation of the Bible, you're not wanting to know just what is roughly happening, but how do I know that this story is put together well enough that people hearing it can actually follow what's going on, and can get the things out of the story that the initial writer was putting in. So we've been looking at Acts 16, the earth-shattering story of the jail in Philippi, and that's been really good. I'll maybe share another time some things that we've learned, but one of the very surprising discoveries that we've made is that there are a whole load of things that Greek and sort of English storytellers do to move a story along, to sort of keep it going and to keep the flow up, which have precisely the opposite effect in Ashẹ. And again, the flip side, there are certain things that you do in Ashẹ to continue the action coming along, which are what in Greek or in English would divide up the story into paragraphs. So effectively we might have been putting our paragraphs in the right place, but really it was a bit like having traffic lights halfway down the road, not anywhere near the junction, so that you'd sort of fly through the junction, maybe bump into some other cars on the way, and then have to slam on the brakes halfway down the road for some traffic lights that were there for no particular reason. That is, you in the middle of what looked like a paragraph, you'd suddenly have what sounded like the start of a new paragraph, and it leaves you as the listener to the story wondering what on earth is going on, how things fit together, who's doing what, where it's happening. So we've ironed out a lot of that. We've got some really good resources now to look back on. We've been able to use all this preparation of looking at natural text to see just how a writer or a storyteller can be sure that their listener will understand what on earth they're talking about, and that's quite important for translators. So anyway, it's a bit damp here. It probably will get damper in Scotland where I go, but anyway, just thought I'd give you a little update on what we've been up to. Thank you, bye.